What's going on, everybody? This is Dan for BladeReviews.com, taking a look at the Boker S2. Now, this is a special collaboration that Boker did with Sniper Blade Works, which is a custom knife-making outfit run by Lance and Jody. And Lance has a lot of experience. He's worked as a police officer. He spent over a decade on a SWAT team, and Jody has a lot of experience making knives. He's got over 20 years of experience, I believe, and the team works together to design and make very high-end and very desirable tactical folders. So I was super stoked to see that they had put out a design with a like a production kind of knife company like Boker. And so, you know, the unattainable, for me at least, custom knives, you know, have suddenly been obtainable. This is the closest I'm going to get to a Sniper Blade Works knife for a while, and you know, I was happy to get the chance to take a look. So this is a really interesting knife. It's definitely got an interesting look to it. I know that, you know, it's not going to be immediately appealing to everybody in terms of just the overall aesthetics, but it is a very cool knife, and I didn't find much information on it when I was trying to put some background information and stuff together, so I actually spoke with Lance, you know, of Sniper Blade Works, and we had a nice little chat and talked about some of the stuff that went into this design and a little bit of the background. So the way this knife came to be was they made something, Lance and Jody made something called the S1, and I believe they're at Blade Show. And Boker came up to the Sniper Blade Works booth and said, wow, we really like this. We would like to make a production version or something similar. So they were like, all right, sounds good. And, you know, next thing you know, you've got the Sniper Blade Works S2. So that's how it came to be. And I was very excited, you know, because they're not a huge outfit. I'm sure they do fine for themselves. Like I said, they sell some very desirable knives. But it's cool to see them get a little recognition and hopefully, you know, just build the awareness, because they're good people, and you know, I'd like to support stuff like that. So let's talk about what we might use this knife for real quick. It is big. It's got an overall length of 8 3/4 inches, a blade length of 4 inches, and a weight of 5 ounces. So despite being big, it's still, you know, pretty reasonable in terms of the carry weight. It's actually very balanced, and it doesn't feel 5 ounces to me, you know. It carries quite well. So, but this is a large, in my opinion, it's a large utility knife / tactical folder, which shouldn't come as a huge surprise to anybody. The handle, the ergonomics, and the blade shape are very utilitarian, and the overall look is utilitarian too. You see, it's not a very flashy knife, and when I picked this knife up, I said, wow, this is a knife that I can get some work done with. And I really feel that way. When you pick one up, it all comes together, and you've got a very smart design. So let's not waste any more time. I've already got 3 minutes and 30 seconds here burned up with me jabbering. So let's talk about the blade. And the blade here is made of 440C, which is very common for a lot of the Boker Plus knives. And I like 440C a lot. It's a good all-round steel. It's very popular in the European knives. It just does everything pretty well. So, like a good mid-range steel. And as you can see, the blade, it's got this interesting curved drop point design. You've got almost a full flat grind. See that the grind begins right up at the top, but not all the way at the top. So, but for all intents and purposes, you've got a full flat grind here, and that just makes a wicked slicer. Very good for food prep, great for cutting rope and all sorts of just general kind of tasks. And since you've got a nice large cutting surface to work with, it just makes those kinds of tasks even easier, some of those bigger tasks. So, and as you can see, there's not much of a point. I mean, it does, don't get me wrong, this is pretty sharp. It definitely has some penetration power. It's not like a dagger or anything. And Lance said that this kind of look, this kind of tip shape, is something that they do with a lot of their knives. And while it's not a trademark or anything, it is kind of a variation on a theme. So, and if you look at some of the Sniper Blade Works knives, some of them are very distinct looking. So, and this one is no exception. It's a very bold and big design. But on that note, you can see it's got this stonewash finish, and it just doesn't look that threatening. Like I said, this is a tool, and I really feel that it is a tool in every sense of the word. When you pick it up, it's designed to be used, and it works. It works very well. Let's talk about the handle. It's really nothing we haven't seen before, and by that I mean it is stainless steel liners and a G10 scales overlaid on the top. You can see there is some milling there to help reduce the weight a little bit. Very nice touch. The G10 is not super high traction. It's like medium traction. It does catch your fingers. This side has been given some decorative cutouts, and that also it does provide some grip. But Lancehead mainly, is there to make the knife, give it some visual kind of some zazz, and it does look cool, especially with the knife closed. I like it. So no real symbolism or anything, but just a little bit to break up this handle. And the G10 is nice. It feels good. Overall ergonomics are excellent with this. This is a pistol grip, as you can see, meaning that it's on an angle. And what it does is it helps orient the tip. It puts the tip right where you want it without bending the hand too much. And while some will look at this and say, man, that's got to be kind of uncomfortable because we've got mostly flat lines here, not a lot of curvature, but it fits into the hand just right. Just fits right into the meat of the palm there, and your thumb naturally rests on this large and well-jimped thumb ramp, and the ergonomics are actually very sweet. You can see this is a flipper knife, and the flipper forms an integral guard, so your hand's not going anywhere. It's perfect for getting into some more intense kind of tasks, and it's surprisingly comfortable. I know this handle design, it didn't necessarily appeal to me right off the bat just from an aesthetic standpoint, but the whole knife has got kind of an interesting industrial look to it, and it kind of grew on me. So now, I like it, and there's no complaints when I'm holding it. The way this is all cut out, very, very nice. It works. It kind of levers right in your palm. So just the way a good handle should. The pocket clip is reversible. You actually get two clips, one for tip up and one for tip down. Unfortunately, they're not ambidextrous clips, but they do ride fairly low in the pocket, especially if you go tip down. As you can see, the pocket clip holes there. And the retention's good. They're not like flat black, but they don't reflect a lot of light. So again, kind of discreet for a bigger knife, and they get the job done. I'd love to see them drill out some holes for the other side, but it doesn't always work out with a lot of knives. The knife opens, of course, with this flipper, and I didn't do a very good job there. It does open very quickly and easily. There you see, just effortless. When I first got it, it was a little bit stiff, but after the first couple flicks, it just broke right in, and now it's a fun knife to open. Very fast, very smooth, and for such a big blade like that, to get this big piece of steel moving on out is very satisfying. So, and that flipper, like I said, it forms a guard too, so it's serving double duty there, which is very cool. This is a liner lock knife, and it's got a pretty thick liner lock there. It's not the thickest, but it locks up early, as you can see. It's got a nice little ball detent there. The blade retention's good. This thing's not going to fly out on you, so it's put together well. It functions perfectly like a liner lock should. I found this was pretty easy to get at, despite the lock, that is, disengaging the lock, despite there not being any kind of cutout for your finger. They did cut out some of the liner, and it is kind of a wide handle. It's a big knife, so it's got kind of a wide handle, and you can just, I got fat thumbs, so I can just stick the meat of your thumb right in there. And the deployment and lockup are both very good. So all in all, the knife is really nice. This is made in China, and I know some people, some people have some issues, or have had some issues in the past with fit and finish, with some of the Boker Plus line, and my experiences have all been good. I've reviewed a few of them, and I've really enjoyed each one. The only kind of issue I could see, and it's not functional at all, but if you look at the back of this blade, the tang there, that looks like it hasn't been, it looks like they could have maybe smoothed it out a little bit more. But we're really splitting hairs, because this is, you can get this knife for like 45 bucks. So maybe even less if you shop around. So all in all, I think the fit and finish is very good. Everything lines up, the lock is secure, the blade is nicely finished, the edge, mine didn't come super sharp. I would definitely suggest, mine definitely need a little touch up, but that's nothing, all it takes is a couple minutes with your sharpener and you're good to go. So guys, I was very impressed and very pleased to see Sniper Blade Works get some recognition from an industry collaborator, and hopefully this will be the first of many collaborations. All in all, I do like the knife a lot, so if you're looking for something big, or if you're a fan of Sniper Blade Works, definitely check it out, and I'd love to hear what you think. So thanks so much for watching, guys. As I said before, this is Dan for BladeReviews.com. I'll be coming back soon with another knife review. Thanks again.